Welcome back to more Pokemon Colosseum, everyone. So, this is going to be a post-commentary because we are doing Mount Battle Area number 9, and well, there are 10 battles in a row, and let me just tell you, it took a long time. It's post-commentary because it's going to be in ×2 speed for the most part, simply because, like I just said, these battles are time-consuming, and I know that in the past for like areas 6, 7, and I think 8, I actually split the video into 2, you know, like part 1 and part 2. But I decided, you know what, it's going to get too boring if I just do part 1 and part 2, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it in one video, and do it in ×2, just to show you all the battles, you know, and there we go. That way everybody's happy. Well, maybe not everybody, because I'm pretty sure some of you guys probably don't want to see post-commentary videos. I mean, if you do, I'm sorry. I don't usually do them. I hate them myself, like I really hate doing them, but sometimes in situations like this, I feel that I really do have to, just because it's too overwhelming to actually do a, you know, normal comment. Oh my god, sirens already. Are you kidding me? You can hear them. You can easily hear them. It's ridiculous. Okay, see. Alright, I know I mentioned a lot in the past. I mean, if you've watched any of my past videos, you would know that sirens get picked up a lot, and I always say, oh, they always get picked up, and they do. But I don't know if I've ever actually explained the reason why. There is actually a fire department, or fire station, whatever you call it, pretty close by. It's along the Avenue Street of where I am. Obviously, I'm in a small street where houses are, but along the Avenue Street, there is a fire department about just one block away. Really, I think like 1.5, but whatever. So every time there's an alert, like a, you know, some kind of like an emergency, and they have to call the fire department, they always take this avenue and they go here, and that's why they always, you know, the sign always goes off. But that's pretty much the reason why. Now, usually, I just try to edit out the sound, like when I'm not talking, but it's still hard. It's really difficult. I just have no clue as to how to completely fix it. It's pretty difficult. But anyway, let's actually talk about the video. How about that? Like, what's going on in the video? Because I've only been talking about sirens so far. But, as of now, I am fighting a Breloom and a Sharpedo. I mean, if you couldn't see the screen, you know, I'm just saying, if you couldn't. But yeah, now, I mean, what else can I say? I mean, I'm pretty sure by this point all of you guys already know what these Pokemon are, like their type matchups and everything. For example, Camera up here is a fire ground type, which means that he is in fact weak to an earthquake, which Flygon kills in one shot. And yeah, he just came out here and died on the same turn. I know I mentioned that in the past, but that's a problem that, I mean, people hated in Generation 3. Well, don't get me wrong, it actually sped up battles when you're fighting trainers, but it was really, really terrible when you were actually on the defensive side right there. Like, you know, somebody would kill a Pokemon, you would send them out on the same turn, and then the attack of the second Pokemon would kill them immediately, and you wouldn't get a single move with them, which was pretty ridiculous. In Generation 4, though, they fixed that, and now they were like, well, you know, if you want to actually like send out your next Pokemon, which you have to wait until the end of the turn, which is actually a really, really good game design choice. It was. By the way, Fortress are so freaking annoying. They are, because they only have one weakness, right? Let's see, they're Bug, Steel. Bugs are weak to Flying, Rock, Fire, and is that it? I guess so. Of which Steel actually prevents Flying and wait, oh, I think they're weak to one more thing, aren't they? I don't even know. I mean, I'm talking way too much about a Pokemon that's already dead. Because it's now battle number 83. Colosseum man Moit. Moit? What the hell kind of name is Moit? Okay, fine, I apologize if your name is Moit, but like, honestly, I never heard it before. Never. Magneton and Banette. Yeah, by the way, I was always switching rosters. Like, you know, my main 2 in the front for every single battle, because I already know what the rosters of these trainers are. So I was changing up my Pokemon to match theirs, you know, in a good way. For example, I knew that Magneton and Banette would be out first. So I, you know, Entei would have one-shot the Magneton. And yeah, that was good, I guess. But, what else is there to talk about? I mean, oh, okay, I'll talk about this. Am I going to be doing any more future Pokemon games? Well, for one, I mean, some of you guys have requested for me to do Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness in the future, which is the direct sequel to this game, Pokemon Colosseum. I have played the game. there are a hell of a lot more shadow Pokemon in that game, which I guess makes the game more time consuming. It's going to be an even longer series, but if I put it on YouTube, it's actually going to be a shorter series than this one. The reason why is because if you watch my entire Pokemon Colosseum Let's Play, and by entire I mean part 1 through 67, because after 67 it was the bonus videos right now, you know, that I went back to just recently. But part 67 was the grand finale. And some of you guys may have noticed that I actually, unlike a lot of other YouTubers, you know, who have done series on this game, I actually showed every single battle in the game at ×1 speed. Which, to be honest, there weren't any other people like that did that. I mean, I looked at them, I'm like, well, they had either sped up battles or cut battles out eventually, but I didn't. I'm not gonna say that was a better choice of me to do that, because some could argue it was the other way around just because they got kind of boring eventually. Like, for example, I mean, one YouTuber who I watch, who many of you guys are quite familiar with, I mean, if you are familiar with Let's Play channels, you would at least know this name, Sugar Conroy. He did an LP of this, and he sped up battles, cut battles out, you know, all that good stuff. And I enjoyed the series a lot. That's just one example, because I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is, but there were other ones that I saw too, you know, of less known channels. And for the most part, pretty much every single channel just cut out battles or sped them up, but I chose not to. As of today, I question that decision. Like, I don't know exactly why I did that, but apparently I did do that, so, you know, whatever. But the point is that for Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, whenever I do it, I'm going to be speeding up battles or cutting some out eventually. Obviously not the important ones, you know, I'll keep those in. But eventually, if I keep fighting, you know, so many battles in a row in which they're kind of the same, around the same, like random normal trainers, I will cut them out. I will. I think it just makes the most sense to do that. Just because, like, for other series, for example, Final Fantasy, for Final Fantasy games, oh man, I cut out so many battles. For Paper Mario, which is going on right now, I cut out so many battles as well. Basically, I cut out battles. I do. Because I understand that when you're watching somebody else play an RPG, and Pokemon is technically an RPG, just kind of a different style, it's monster capture RPG. Not a normal RPG like Final Fantasy, but it's still RPG. But yeah, when somebody's watching an RPG game, RPG means role-playing game, so I just said if somebody's watching a role-playing game, wow. No, but seriously, if somebody's watching an RPG, I mean, people know it's kind of boring. They do. Like, you yourself know it's pretty boring. I mean, it's actually well said by, you know, Kirito and Sword Art. Everybody knows that there's nothing more boring than watching someone else play an RPG. I mean, as hilarious as that line sounds, it's actually true to an extent. Sometimes when you watch somebody play Final Fantasy, and they keep showing so many battles in a row, you're like, dude, cut out some freaking battles. Like, they're so boring. We've seen this encounter like 10 times already. I don't want to watch it for the 11th time because I have stuff to do, you know, as in watch other YouTube videos. I have stuff to do. But yeah. So, that's why in games like this where there's battles, I need to cut them out. I do. That will be the future of this, of this game. What? No. Well, I mean, I actually started cutting battles out. Starting from part 69 or something. Because 68 was, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it was interesting. It was still an interesting Let's Play, and this series is coming to an end now. All I'm going to be doing now is Part 72 right now, Area 9. Part 73 will be Mount Battle Area 10, and then 74, 75, 76, and 77 are going to be the Deep Colosseum, actually 78 will too, and then 79 will be the final battle, and I believe that is going to be it. It should be it. But I don't know. What I might end up doing is actually just, well, maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to see. Because, yeah, it would be part 73 after this, and then there's 5 that would go from 74, 75, 76, and 78. And then 79, yeah, it's the final battle with the imposter that has Togetic. But that would be it. That would seriously be it. So I think this game is going to have 79 parts to it. Well, hopefully it goes like that. I don't want it to go any longer just because school is coming back soon. On January the 19th, I go back to school. So I need to finish up this game and Paper Mario as soon as possible. Because these two, especially Paper Mario, is taking up so much time editing. Those videos, each video, like putting all the collection, star pieces, badges, super blocks, doing the analysis, you know, putting them on the screen, and actually doing them on the image editor, you know, like making an analysis or making all the little images of star piece, this one out of 160. Yeah, it takes a long time to edit. It does. And that's kind of why I need to finish up in these next 5 days or so before I go back to school. Finish up that game, finish up Pokemon Colosseum, you know, just to get them both out of the way, and then from that point on, I don't know what I'll do. I could just go back to Final Fantasy, and I probably will because I'm actually back in my, you know, proper save point for Final Fantasy VI, and I have been for the past 4 days, so I could technically have recorded 4 days ago, but because I was already finishing a Paper Mario and now this one, you know, whatever, I'll just finish them up before I move on to Final Fantasy again. Final Fantasy VI, actually. It's weird how I did Final Fantasy VI and then Final Fantasy VII, you know, but like I didn't finish up 6, because usually if I had problems with 6, I would have stopped, but not do Final Fantasy VII. But I actually moved on to Final Fantasy VII because I was excited that Final Fantasy VII came out for the PS4. As soon as it came out, I downloaded it. I did on the first day it came out, and then I uploaded a video the day after. But yeah, you know, that it's a fun game. I mean, I've talked about it plenty of times. Final Fantasy in general is an amazing game series. But of course, like I said, watching them are not too exciting if there's too many battles in. It's just not. Because I have noticed that, I mean, some Final Fantasy games have gotten some attention, some of my series for Final Fantasies, but others haven't. Final Fantasy IV in particular has, and the after years now, are well loved, but whatever. Yeah, so I have not talked a single bit about these battles. I mean, I have actually for like 5% of the video, but that's not good. Basically, you know, Satu, Poison Flying. Are you kidding? Wake up, dude. Psychic Flying. And Skarmory Steel Flying. So I of course chose Entei and Feraligatr to try and kill them in one shot, but I failed on killing Satu simply because Feraligatr does not have Stab on Ice Beam, which was quite unfortunate. But yeah, you know, Surf will get him. And then Flamethrower kills Shiftry. Basically by this point, if you have a move that can do power 90 or 95 and it's stabbed, you should be able to kill him if it's super effective. All the time. All the time. For example, Flamethrower should easily kill a Shiftry. Surf should easily kill a Rhydon, although that's times 4, and that's actually not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about times 2. Like Ice Beam to Satu. It wasn't Stab, which is why I didn't kill it. But yeah, that's why. Okay, what battle am I on? 88 now, okay. Not bad. I mean, the video is going fairly fast, I must say. Fairly fast. Okay then. Battle number 88. This guy has a Weezing and a Muck. Pretty obvious why I would choose Espeon to be one of my two, and then Umbreon just, you know, to get you some experience or something. Yeah, see, Mucks have, really amazing special... I mean, I don't know about amazing, but Mucks are more well-known to have, more special defense, and Weezing more defense. Because I always like to compare Weezing and Muck, simply because they are, I wouldn't call it defensive poison types. And actually, poison in general is a defensive type, just because, at least as of these generations, you know, up to generation 4, 5, you know, poison was super effective against only one type out of all 17 types, and that was grass. And it was only weak to 2 types, psychic and ground, of whom psychic was not really that, you know, well known, at least competitively. The thing is, Psychic was amazing in Generation 1, it was so overpowered, but it slowly but surely declined in, you know, in how good it was. I mean, it did start with, you know, Generation 2, with including the Dark types. Okay, first of all, I should say this, in Generation 1, Psychic was OP, not only because it only had a weakness of Bug and Ghost, but because Ghost types were actually bugged. Get it? Because I'm talking about Bug and Ghost now, but seriously. Ghost types were bugged in fighting Psychics. Ghost type attacks would actually not have any effect on Psychic types, and it was confirmed by Nintendo that it was in fact a glitch. It was. Because in the anime, you know, it is said that Ghost types are super effective against Psychic, even though, here's the next thing. Even if Ghost types were super effective against Psychic in Generation 1, which they weren't, they were glitched, but even if they were, the Ghastly Hunter Gengar family was the only Ghost family. It was. And the only ghost type attacks, like that actually attack, were Lick and there was one more, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think it was that powerful. Lick had a base power of 20. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely terrible. And yeah, imagine trying to Lick an Alakazam while Alakazam is using a Psychic on a Gengar. Alakazam Psychics Gengar, Gengar licks Alakazam. Who would win? Pretty obvious. On top of that, Gengars, the Gengar family has amazing special attack but not attack, and in Generation 1, Ghost is physical. That's terrible. Which made Ghost types pretty much useless. It did. Or at least in fighting like that, they had their whole sleep thing, you know, Gengar, those were pretty good. But the point is, their Ghost attacks were garbage. On top of that, Bug only had 2 attacking moves, Twin Needle, which always attacked twice for 25 power each, which was essentially a 50 power move, Twin Needle, and only Beedrill could learn it. And then Pin Missile, which only Jolteon could learn, which was absolutely terrible. It was physical. Jolteon has much higher special attack, so it was pointless. What I'm trying to say is that Psychic essentially had no weakness in Generation 1 because of garbage Bug and Ghost type moves. And seriously, that's why. That's unbelievable. On top of that, Psychic was also super effective against Beedrill, the only user of Twin Needle, and super effective on Gengar, the only Ghost type family. That was unbelievable, right? Only Jolteon could actually not be weak to Psychic, but even then it was Jolteon who had terrible attack. In Generation 2, however, wait, by the way, I actually put this one at normal speed because it's the final battle, you know, and I'm sure you guys want to see this a bit more, you know? It's wait. Yeah, it's the area leader. So, yeah, but anyways, talking more about Psychic because, you know, we're talking about Psychic types in this video. Psychics were indirectly nerfed in Generation 2. Not nerfed directly, by not actually, you know, debuffing them, but actually it's because they introduced Dark types. First of all, they fixed the whole garbage Ghost glitch. Ghost type attacks could actually attack Psychics. On top of that, they introduced more powerful moves, such as Shadow Ball. Yes, Gengar still had terrible attack, but still, at least it was an attack, base power 80. They also introduced Mischievous, a Pokemon who has more attack than special, pretty good. Shadow Ball, like I said, was good. Dark types came here, you know, Houndoom, Murkrow, and I think one more. There's one more, right? There should be one more. Surely Houndoom and Murkrow can't be the only Dark types in Generation 2. There's gotta be more that I'm missing. I just can't think of them. But yeah, you know, that was... Oh yeah, Umbreon, of course. Duh, Umbreon was a Dark type, yeah. But of course Umbreon was not strong offensively, but still, it was a good Pokemon. Umbreon's a good Pokemon. Yeah, you know, so that was good. And then, of course, that was a, that actually buffed up fighting types, because now, you know, fighting types were super effective against the Dark types, who were weak against, who were super effective against the Psychic types. That was a triangle there, Fighting, Dark, Psychic. Fighting types, as powerful as they were in Generation 1, they were kind of at a disadvantage, you know, because of freaking Psychics that were OP, so broken. It's funny how I'm talking about, you know, like OP Psychics when, you know, Espeon is freaking one-shotting everything. Actually, I don't think she did, or he did. I keep saying she, for some reason I was assuming that my Espeon was a female, but my Espeon is a male, man. A male, damn it. Solar Beam? Are you taking in that sunlight? Oh no, wait, no, what the hell? Oh shoot, you didn't. Is it a sunny day? Probably is. But that only helped Entei out, you know, and buffing up the flamethrower even more. Yeah, like you need it. Dude, Entei with a flamethrower super effective stab would have been more than enough to actually kill Bellossom already. Just saying. You don't need no sunny day. And not just Shiftry. Well, you know. I used Return with Espeon. That was funny, past me. I could have just called, but there was no need to attack anymore. And Flamethrower, there we go. Alright, so this video will be coming to an end very soon, and like I said, in the next video, part 73, the first 9 battles, 91 through 99, are all going to be in ×2 speed, and then battle 100 will be in ×1 speed, but it will of course be post-commentary. But then, part 74 and after, live commentary. Okay, so there we go. Yep, and that was a Norus, Area 10. we are getting near the end of the series. Like the true ending, you know? I don't know what else to say. I mean, this video is pretty much over. I'm just getting my Poke Coupons. Alright, so with that being, collected, we are done with this video. Okay, what the hell? Oh. Albert teleport? No, don't teleport. Alright, thank you for watching. Goodbye, everybody, and until next time.